I see it. Hello,
There
Mr.
we
Lockwood.
Hey, Joyce, nice to have you. For those of you who don't know, Joyce is a social studies teacher at the high school. So we're just another daily check-in to see how different people are adjusting to our new normal. And wanted to find out, so you have two kids at home also trying to be students at the same time while you're trying to be a teacher, and just wondering how that's all working out so far for you.
The mornings have been hard because we all want to be on devices at the same time. But we've got it figured out. We each go into different rooms. And after yesterday, I found that today worked better if we got up at the earlier time, had breakfast, and then kind of did it like a regular school day. And it actually went pretty well today.
That's great. Yeah, it's funny. I found out, I get up, take a shower, get dressed like I'm going to work, and I just don't go to work. But I
Yeah.
think the days where you kind of lay around longer and don't get cleaned up a little, it can be kind of a downer. So I think that routine's definitely helpful.
Yeah, it switches your brain into like work mode or like going out mode. I don't know. It helps a lot though.
Yeah, the other thing I've heard from talking to a lot of people, and I think you have to be kind to yourself and forgiving if things don't go well, is there's definitely like good days and bad days, and kind of just think about what went well and try to move that forward the next day.
Mhm. Yep,
So
absolutely.
the other thing that's hard for the adults and the kids equally is the loss of the social connections, and I'm wondering what you and what the kids might be doing to stay connected with people when they have to be more isolated.
So I've been taking walks, but we social distance while we walk because there's not a lot of traffic. And the kids sometimes do that. Or Jack has a friend who comes by on his bike and then they talk, 6 feet apart. So I know that's hard, but it's kind of nice to see them in person. Lots of just, video calls, things like that. So for me, I've been more in touch with my family, like on email and video conferencing. It's kind of amazing. Like, I feel like in some ways I'm more in touch with people that I haven't been in touch with for a long time.
Yeah, it's funny. I noticed the same thing. I've talked to my mother more than I've usually talked to her, which I'm like, why does it take something like this?
Yeah.
And even like you said, we have to keep our distance, but walking around the neighborhood, I'm talking to people that I normally wouldn't have talked to because we're just rushing around in the busyness of our lives. So I guess some of the things slowing down like that has definitely been interesting and something different, and it's been good. So I'm kind of enjoying that. So
Yeah.
the other question I've been asking a lot of people is just, I know days can be longer in this setting, and the weeks can be a little bit longer, and you know aside from those negatives, it's easy to get caught up in that and to try to keep ourselves looking for the positives. Any sources of gratitude you found over the last couple of weeks?
Um, I'm grateful that I still have a job. I breaks my heart to know all
Yeah,
those people who aren't working. That my kids are healthy. That I'm healthy, and just I am grateful for the students. I've been getting lots of emails and just been trying to contact, touch base with the kids, and my colleagues have been great. So really
that,
fortunate to work at Burlington. Yeah.
yeah, I feel the same way. I never felt better about working in Burlington, just because people are so supportive of one another, and all the kind emails and notes people send along. It makes you feel better because it's easy to feel disconnected, and just to know that one person might have enjoyed something you did, or got something positive out of it. I just think makes you feel good. So that's the hardest thing, is like, I like the gratitude, but I know it doesn't push aside the all the negative and anxiety that we're still going to feel. But I still think the more we can recognize those things, that can help us get through.
The Francis Wyman teachers did the parade down my street today, and even my kids were excited, and that was kind of nice to see. It was so awesome. One of my friends whose kids are all in college, even they got excited. They went out and they were waving signs and stuff too. So that's nice. Hopefully we'll continue this community spirit after all this. So that's a
Yeah, I
positive.
hope so.
I just
Yeah,
try
I
not,
think we'll realize.
or I get too overwhelmed when I start really
Yeah.
thinking of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know, any strategies you've had? I know we all get into those. It tends to happen to me later in the day when I'm tired. And any strategies you found helpful to help you stop thinking or kind of lessen the anxiety?
Yeah. Just taking a walk or just making sure my mind's doing something else, a crossword, talking to the kids, going online. It's just, I don't watch the news anymore because it's too anxiety provoking for me, so just taking it one day at a time, we'll get
Yeah.
through this. Yeah.
No, those are great points that I've heard that same thing, like limit your news intake because it's overwhelming right now, and to keep moving, like get outside and get fresh air when you can, or get some movement. And then the other thing you already mentioned, you're starting to get into a different routine this week. So I think you and your family are checking the boxes as much as you can do to try to make it through this, because it's going to be a little bit longer for us.
Yes, that and chocolate.
Yes, chocolate always helps in any situation. So I guess I was just thinking of one more question, being a social studies teacher. And, this is history we're living through. And I don't know, like if we don't want to focus overly on the negative, but any thoughts on being a history teacher and living through history at this time?
Yeah, well, first of all, our first inquiry was on the Spanish flu this year.
Oh, geez.
And how we should react and what we should do in case of this. So when this all started, it was like, wait a second, like, because that was the extension, like, how would we deal with it today? And it's just
Wow.
really weird, I'm grateful for the technology, like as a history teacher.
Yeah.
I've been telling my kids, like Jack's starting to make a video diary of what things are like. I suggested to a student who likes photography to go out and take pictures because one of my colleagues said they are the recorders of this time. And sometimes I say, I love to read about this stuff, but I don't like living through it. you
Right.
know, just wow.
Right.
In 20 years, like reading about it, but living through it is just, I don't know. It's so different. I thought 9/11 was going to be the worst thing, but this
Yeah.
is a lot different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different, but equally bad in a lot of ways. But I think that's a good idea, is just have kids try to chronicle it and look back, and hopefully they'll remember some of the joyful experiences that, we were able to have with our kids and with our loved ones. I mean, that's the stuff that hopefully will get us through.
Oh, yeah, I see families riding bikes. I've never seen that before, like families out working in the yard. Like you do see more togetherness. So, and like I said, thank God for technology because I think Netflix,
Oh,
connecting with other people like you and I are connecting, like I think that's really saving us through all of this stuff. So, yeah.
I agree 100%. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, and it's
Thank
nice to see
you.
your face. Like I told Josh yesterday, this is the highlight of my day,
Yeah, this was
getting to
great.
connect with somebody. So thank you very much. And I'll definitely be checking in on you as we move forward.
Awesome. Hopefully we'll see each other in person sooner rather than later.
I hope so. Thanks, Joyce.
Thank you.